Hello, purposeful people. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Welcome back. If you are new here, hello, my name is Torrie. I am the founder of OurGivenPurpose.com. I am a redeemed daughter of Christ, a theology student, writer, speaker, podcaster, photographer, and vlogger. I am a happily married wife of 20 years to my beloved and mother to our two sons. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to this space. On this channel, you will find Mindset Monday, Workout Whine to Win Wednesday, and Fine Tune Friday. I will leave a description of all of those in the box, but welcome to Workout Whine to Win Wednesday. Okay, so you may be wondering what happened to me being out on the trail or hiking or doing something that would be considered a workout. Well, I forgot to hit record. So while I have a little bit of footage of what I did, it was cold this morning. Oh my goodness, it was super cold. And while I thought I was recording, I actually was not. So my apologies for that. However, I will insert some footage from the last snowfall of 2018. I believe this was in November. I will take you along here. If you are looking for a workout or inspiration to work out, I will link my beloved's channel somewhere here and also in the description. You will be able to either work out along with him or maybe get some tips as far as the exercises. Nothing too strenuous. For those of you who followed on the Daniel fast, I hope that you giggled at that. Okay, so let's talk about today. Workout Whine to Win Wednesday. How has God turned my frown upside down? Well, what he gave me this morning was the fact that I have a routine. And I did not stress enough 5 steps to the best start. I will link that as well. But I did not really, I don't think I gave you the gravity of how important it is to have a routine every day. And I am so grateful to God. I think mine started maybe about 4 or 5 years ago when I really started to pay attention to how my mornings started. And that, doing these simple steps, really did increase my gratefulness. It increased my joy throughout the day. It really just, it made me feel so much better no matter how I was actually feeling physically. That spiritually, my heart was light, I was happier, and I could really just go through my day with that in mind, like how I started this day. The fact that today is a gift and I can be grateful for it because not everyone woke up this morning. I know that I have several friends and even family members who are suffering a great loss, and we are here to keep each other lifted up in prayer, but also to remember that we still have a purpose and we are still here for a reason, and to not lose sight of that or of God, that we do have a time here, that it is, their bookends. And I'm grateful for the gift of today, and I pray that you all will be too. So talking a little bit more about my routine, I was asked, what is it specifically, that I do? And I said, that will be something I need to share because that is how I'm winning with God. I, again, have been doing this for about 4 or 5 years. Every morning after I get up, well, actually, my best mornings, my absolute favorite mornings are when I can get up or wake up before my alarm clock goes off. When I look over at the time and I see that I have maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I'm so grateful for that because then I'm awake. I woke up without being startled. You know how that goes when the alarm goes off and it's just like, okay, what happened? Okay, I'm awake. But when I wake up before my alarm clock goes off, I enter immediately into that gratefulness and thanking God, thanking him for a new day, thanking him for his provisions, thanking him for travel, wherever I may be. I try to maintain a consistent routine. After I wake up, and I do leave the alarm clock set, by the way. I think that's important because sometimes, depending on how we wake up, even if we wake up before the alarm goes off, we can drift back off to sleep. That does happen. So I leave my alarm clock set just in case. But I wake up completely and I just enjoy those quiet moments in the morning where you really don't hear anything. The next thing I do is after I get up and I've prayed and I've given my gratefulness to God, I let our dog Oscar out. You have seen Oscar in other videos. I let him out, and while he's doing whatever it is he does outside, I fix myself a cup of warm lemon water just to replenish and hydrate, because I've been fasting for at least 6 to 8 hours depending on how much sleep I was actually able to get. Take that to my area after Oscar comes back in, of course, and we go into prayer, meditation, study time. And Oscar has turned into a little bit of a Bible buddy, so to speak. He will sit quietly because he knows what I'm doing. He's gotten used to it. He knows that, hey, mom is studying and I'm just going to sit here quietly. I will each morning, well, now I'm just going to talk about what has changed now. I am doing the Bible in a year just to read it. I want to just go through it cover to cover. I know it's a huge undertaking, but I just wanted to go through the Old Testament and the New. So I am doing the chronological Bible study, which I believe I linked in a previous video, but I will link it again here for you. We are in Genesis. I want to say I'm in chapter 40 and also reading Chronicles along with that. So that's the first thing I do. I read the 3 or 4 chapters that are listed. I make some notes, and then I move into I read a psalm every day and a proverb every day. And after that, I then journal. And I will normally I'm trying to figure out the best way of saying this. From the proverb or from the psalm, I will pull out my own journal and I will write a prayer that's based on that psalm or that proverb. I hope that made sense. So I will just look at the psalm, whichever one I'm in. It may be the entire psalm I'm able to turn into a prayer, or it may be a couple of verses, because depending on what that psalm is talking about, I look at ways of how I can apply that and how I can figure out if this is something I need to consider. Is this something that I am lacking in character? Is this something that I need to, look at from a perspective of growth? Like, am I growing with God? I don't want to stay stagnant. I will always be a student of God because I want to continue to learn, because even though He isn't changing, I am. And each time I read something, I'm hit with it a little bit different. So while I read a song maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it landed in a different place in my heart 2 or 3 years ago. Whereas now when I'm looking back at my notes and my prayers, and I always date, please always date your prayers. When I look back and I was like, wow, okay, I remember that. And then I look to see that I got something new out of it. And it's always just it's a great feeling to grow and to understand and to see things differently. So that is how I start my day. Regardless of where I am or what I'm doing, my day, I try to maintain that as consistently as possible. What I've noticed is that has changed how I react to people, how I just go throughout the rest of my day, because I started my day on such a high note, on such a platform of praise. And it injects that I need to be effective. I need to be purposeful in this day. How do I do that? God and I would go over my schedule, the things that I need to do, the things where I have some rest time and where I need to, is this a day that is going to be a back-to-back? Okay, I need to schedule in some time to just sit and meditate and be grateful and then keep on moving. I think that when we have a day and we have in mind that we're going to stop at a moment, even if it's before we eat or before we, take a coffee break or what have you, that we can just stop and say, you know what, Lord, thank you for getting me to noon. Thank you for getting me to the 3 p.m. Thank you for getting me to 7. We can thank God each and every hour, each and every minute, however that works for you. That's what works for me. And I've noticed, again, such a tremendous change in my life just because of that. Last year, I think maybe 2 years ago, I stopped looking at my phone first thing in the morning. I completely stopped it. I don't react to social media. I don't check text messages. Well, I do check them for beloved, but outside of that, I'll just glance at it and then put it away. But I'm already trusting and knowing that He's made it to His destination safely, so I'm not worried about that. but I don't wake up reacting to my phone or reacting to things that I have no control over or that happened 5, 6, 7, 8 hours ago. At this point, it's like, if I wait another hour, okay, but I will respond. But I try to carve out at minimum an hour and a half to 2 hours every morning where I am just with God. That means that, yes, I may have to wake up a little bit earlier in order to do that, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because, again, the benefits of it far outweigh the fact that I might be a little groggy or I might be a little tired because by the time I'm done, I am completely awake. I am ready to go and my day is laid out for me. And I find that I normally will finish what I need to do earlier than expected. So I will implore you to give that a try, to really carve out an exact routine, a time that you will wake up prior to actually needing to leave your house, to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to start small. I'm going to start with 30 minutes every morning and work my way up. If you need longer, then by all means try that. My time is a little longer because I am a student. So I do need that extra time in order to do that. But that doesn't mean that you have to. It depends on your life. But you can take 30 minutes in the morning and just give God the praise and the thanks for being in this day. That is how we can all win every day, not just on Wednesday. So I hope you all found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't done so already and share it with a friend or a coworker. Again, I am Torrie. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you all on Fine Tune Friday.